Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We are live at the State Fair, and I just realized our mics are live too, even though we're not on air yet. Hey, thank you for joining us. We're here. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show, hosted by Mike Overson, Luminate Bank, Scott Wolmering sitting right next to me, and myself, Ryan O'Neill, with the Minnesota Real Estate Team, Remax Advantage Plus. We appreciate you joining us. We're going to have a fun show today. We're actually at the booth. Connor Theofold is with us here, Midwest Money Management. Scott, good morning to you there, buddy. What do you got?
Yeah, good to be here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Like Ryan says, the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We are live at the State Fair. Going to go on air here shortly.
Put that down
Oh,
there.
that live?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go live here shortly. So go ahead and shoot any questions you have during the show. You can either go live on air or you can just text it into the box.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. And again, this is the Minnesota Real Estate Show hosted by Mike Overson of Luminate Bank, Scott Wolmering, and myself, Ryan O'Neill, with the Minnesota Real Estate Team, Remax Advantage Plus. We are live this morning from the great Minnesota get together, the State Fair. Excited to be here. And again, this is a live show every Saturday morning, all about real estate. 612-294-6949 is how you can join us. 612-294-6949. Scott, good morning to you there, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, good to be here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. If you are listeners on the radio or if you are here at the State Fair,
a little closer.
Sorry.
There we go.
This is what we do every year. We make it one time to the State Fair. We try to make it a little bit fun. If you're listening in the audience and you have any questions during the show, go ahead and come up here and we will get you live on air. If not, we're going to get into some of the updates we do from a mortgage standpoint and a real estate standpoint.
Yeah, again, 612-294-6949. Looking out at the giant slide. Always love the giant slide. Scott, would you ever take that one?
I used to with my kids. I had a little problem. I had to be 24 before I hit the height requirement. So after I hit the height requirement, I was good to go. I was there all the time.
We still love you anyway. But the giant slide here across from French Meadow Bakery in the fair is already busy. It's already hopping. Again, 612-294-6949 is how you can join us at any point. We're going to be talking a little bit interest rate wise here, and we're going to be sharing some market statistics. Scott, this first segment here, want to just touch on, again, some local statistics here in the Twin Cities. New listings or new homes for sale were down almost 7%. There were 1,408 that went onto the market, and then pending sales or accepted purchase agreements were up 8.5%. There were 1,005 accepted purchase agreements, and then the inventory is still a little bit over 10,268. It's up about 2.2%. Still got that median sales price hovering right around $400,000 in the Twin Cities. We were talking on the way to the fair this morning. You've got a listing in Bloomington. You've already got, 6 offers on it?
Yep, six offers tomorrow, highest and best at 1 o'clock. For those that don't know what highest and best means, what that means is in Minnesota, when you go to a multiple offer situation, a lot of times what you do is call highest and best. So everybody has written their offers. We're going to look at them tomorrow at 1 o'clock, come in with your highest and best offer at that point. The seller and myself will sit down, decide which offer we're going to go with, and go back to it. So, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit too. Again, Mike Overson, Luminate Bank, a local company, wonderful company right here in the Twin Cities. We were talking to Connor Theofold. We're going to get into his segment a little bit. But Connor, what happened yesterday? What was going on yesterday with the Fed?
Yeah. So Jerome Powell, the chair of the Federal Reserve, actually was out at Jackson Hole in Wyoming, which is a big economic forum every year. And he was telling the market what it wanted to hear as it relates to interest rates and what the Fed might be doing here in September. And as you might have seen, a lot of the stock indexes really enjoyed what he had to say yesterday.
So big jump in the stock market, potential rates. Scott, what do you think about rates? What are your thoughts?
Well, I agree with Mike Overson. Last week we were talking about, so if the Fed drops it a half a point or a point or a quarter of a point or whatever in September, and then they do another drop in the next couple months, indications are we're going to be in the high fives by the beginning of next year. If that's the case, we're going to have a gong show for next spring. I mean, if we get into the 5.9, 5.75 range, there's so much pent up demand right now. People have been shying away from 7% interest rates. They don't like the payments. Well, you give them a point and a quarter, and it's going to be a busy time.
Yeah, again, 612-294-6949. That comes right to us in studio, 612-294-6949. Again, we appreciate you listen to us at the State Fair here today. Again, already a busy crowd here. But Scott, from a market standpoint, there is still a lot of good activity out there. Only 10,000 listings. So still really, as you always say, the second best sellers market in the 30 years or so that you've been doing this job.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of homes for sale. There are still a lot of buyers out there, even with interest rates being higher. But it is a great time for sellers.
Well, it is, and if you're a buyer right now, you've got a window here of about 90 days. Because here's what happens when rates go down. So let's take rates right now at 7. Let's say they drop to 5.5 in the next 90 days. If that occurs, what you're looking at right now for 500,000 is all of a sudden going to now be 535, 545 because the affordability is there. And that is what you want to be able to do. You want to be able to buy at this time, float your rate a little bit, lock in maybe before you close, and get that rate, or buy now at a value and then refinance it when rates drop into the 5s.
Hey, before the first break, I wanted to give a little shout out. Suzanne Joy, come on up here. Come on, let's give a little round of applause for Suzanne Joy, fellow agent on the Minnesota real estate team. You're out here at the State Fair today, Suzanne. What do you think so far with your State Fair visit?
Well, it's the second day I've been here, and it's been beautiful. Watch the cow being born last night. And
Oh my God.
Food and Giggles had a lot of dog shows.
A lot of dog shows. What do you think about the market? What are you seeing out there? There's a lot of activity. I know you've got some buyers, sellers, a lot of good stuff happening.
Well, I'm with Scott. I think people should buy now and then refinance later.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Hey, how about a little round of applause for
Very nice,
Suzanne? Thank you. Thank you, Suzanne, for joining us. We're already up against our first break, Scott. Can you believe it?
First break of the State Fair. This is actually very enjoyable. It's 65, 70 degrees. That 87 degree stuff, I would not be enjoying that.
Yeah, hey, before we do break, I did want to touch on every week we like to feature a few of our listings. We've got a nice one in Rosemont. Tara Cardenas has one at 4265 Upper 149th Street West in Rosemont, listed for $525. It's a 4-bed, 4-bath. It's located in a quiet cul-de-sac. It's a great Rosemont location, she says. Again, 4 bedrooms up. You got an energy efficient new solar panels in 2021, finished lower level with the potential for a 5th bedroom. And there's a large 3rd-acre lot as well. Great kitchen, granite countertops. Check that one out. 4265 Upper 149th Street West in Rosemont, listed with Tara Cardenas. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Hey, thanks for joining us on social media, everybody. We appreciate it. We're out at the fair today. What do you think, Connor?
This is great. Pleasure to be here, and an even bigger pleasure to be on a field trip out to the Great Minnesota Get Together, like you said.
I was just about to talk about Tara's listing on air and didn't even realize you were talking about the same one.
Yeah. Hey, there's Tony. Tony Gores. Thank you,
Hey,
Tony, for
Tony.
joining us. We appreciate you. We loved Tony.
Tony was my assistant for, 10 years, 15 years?
Wow.
I don't know, long time. Absolutely love her and her family. Great kids, great family.
Wonderful human. Love Tony. When I started on the team too, Tony was still with you, and yeah. So thanks for joining us, Tony. Hope you and your family are doing well. It's kind of fun. I was trying to rally some of my family members to come out to the State Fair. this morning. I think they're hitting at different times, guys.
Yeah, last year we had a big crew from your family. Your mom was here. Your brothers were here. Everybody was here.
Yeah, we had a lot of people. Connor, you're coming tomorrow.
Coming tomorrow, yeah. We moved the schedule around a bunch. My wife is actually flying out of state today, flying back tomorrow morning. I'm picking her up at the airport, and we're driving straight here. So we're coming tomorrow.
I love that, the
Yeah.
passion. My dad, so my late father, loved the state fair. Mom and dad would come in the morning. He had MS, so he was in a scooter, but loved kind of getting around. And they would go, grab some of the specialty foods, and that was always the highlight. They'd come early in the morning, and so it was kind of an annual thing. I've been trying to get Scott to do it, but after 1 year we went to a concert, and he did not like it. It was like an '80s rock band. And
it was Motley. Was it a Motley Crue or it was just not my jam. Let's say that.
What do you think, Connor? Have you been to any shows here?
No, actually, I don't think so. Like I said, my wife said she's missed one year at the fair in her entire life, and I think I've been to the fair 4 or 5 times. So I'm still a rookie as it relates to that, but looking forward to seeing more.
Yeah, super fun. Again, feel free to join us or comment with any real estate related questions, mortgage questions. We're going to be diving in just some other listings, taking some of the text questions that have come in at, again, 612-294-6949. We got Sweet Martha's right next to us.
Oh, I know.
Can you smell that? Yeah.
It's killing me. That and Pronto Puffs.
Yeah,
those are my thing.
Here we go. We're going back live on air on WCCO. Hey, top of the morning to you, and welcome back to WCCO Saturday morning. It's August the 23rd. We are live at the fair. Always love following our good friends Andy Linus and Denny Long. Seeing Denny. Denny is an icon. My whole family loves Denny. Always enjoy listening to him before us. It's a tough act to follow, guys.
Yeah, he's in Cooperstown. There's no doubt.
He is in Cooperstown.
He's in Cooperstown.
He is in Cooperstown. He is a tough act to follow, a wonderful human being, and so we try our best here at the Minnesota Real Estate Show. But always great to see Denny as well. We did just have a text message question come in that said, guys, are you seeing a lot of home inspections still on all of your offers? A lot of home inspections, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything else in real estate. Everything is based on the kind of the position of power. So if you've got a house and you have 10 offers on it, you're probably going to have some inspections waived. About 70% will probably waive it. If it's just a traditional offer where you're writing and you're countering back and forth, I would say it's about 100%, 90% that have inspections. 2022, I had never done a house without an inspection in 27 years of selling. That year, I did not do one inspection for one buyer because he couldn't get a house.
Yeah. It's just the market has changed a little bit, Connor, where now, again, I think Scott's advice is a good one. It just depends upon the demand, the price point, number of other offers on it. I was just talking to a client of ours this week who got an offer accepted. Okay, it was multiple offers. They did no inspection on it. But then about a week before closing, they found an issue that was upsetting to them that they would have found in the inspection. And so that's the purpose of a home inspection, is to not have any upsetting items in negotiation, Connor, prior to closing.
Yeah, well, and I'll say, as a financial planner and in the investment business, there are a couple of industries where you really need an expert, and real estate's one of those, and that's why we lean on the Minnesota Real Estate team so much when we're referring clients. You got to have that local knowledge about the pockets and what to look for. Hey, this is when you might need that inspection, and that's why you guys are so good at what you do. You can pick those things out in a given deal.
Well, and it's really hard to advise a client that they should waive their home inspection, because there's an associated risk with everything when you buy real estate. The associated risk, obviously, when you waive a home inspection is there's going to be issues that come up. However, when you look at, okay, if you don't write on this house and there's 25 offers on it and you don't get it with as fast as the market's moving and it takes you 3 months to buy a house, well, now you're paying 15 grand more than you were 3 months ago. And in 27 years, the worst home inspection I ever had was $18,000. So there's there's an associated risk with it. You know, it's you're buying it, you understand you might be having to pay for some stuff.
Yeah, every week on the Minnesota Real Estate Show, we like to feature, again, a few of our different listings that we've got. Scott, this one's in Prior Lake. Justin Voss has one. It's for $400,000. He's got, the address is 14200 Timothy Lane in Prior Lake. He's doing an open house today, Saturday, 2 to 4. And he said, enjoy boating on Prior Lake. This home has lake access. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath, 3-car garage. It's near all the major shopping and restaurants, and it's part of Boudin's Manor Association. It's got a private waterfront picnic area. Nice spot. People love Prior Lake now.
They do, and the lake time is kind of wrapping up. But yeah, that's a great area. I know that area well. It's a great house.
Yeah, I'm going to officially welcome on Connor here, who's got his disclosure, legal disclosure that we'll read. Again, Connor Theofold is a certified financial planner professional for Midwest Money Management, located at 17316 Kenyon Avenue in Lakeville, Minnesota. Securities offered through JW Cole Financial, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Fee-based investment advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Midwest Money Management is independent of JW Cole Financial, Inc., and JW Cole Advisors, Inc. Connor, welcome, friend.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for reading all those disclosures. Those are always fun.
The legalese.
Oh, man.
The legalese, your world. Everybody loved Jerome Powell talking about lower interest rates.
Yep.
We want lower interest rates.
Right.
Is it going to happen?
Yeah, well, right now it seems like it might. The one thing I'll say about interest rates, especially as it relates to the Fed, is the market doesn't seem to know until it happens, right? That might be obvious, but we've had a lot of situations where, hey, there's going to be 7 cuts in 2023, or there's going to be 4 cuts in 2024, or whatever it is. We're talking, the market generally is thinking 3 cuts, thinking 1 in September. There's some big banks thinking none in 2025 still. So, we don't count our eggs till they hatch, or whatever that saying might be, but it does sound like, or it does appear that the rate market thinks that that's what's going to happen here in September.
And lowering that rate, as Mike has talked about, directly doesn't lower mortgage rates. Is that right? Maybe talk about that a little.
Yeah, so that's a good call out. The last time we had some cutting in the Fed funds rate, which happened just a handful of years ago, post hiking quite quickly, long-term rates, 10-year, 30-year, 20-year, actually went up in response. And a lot of that has to do with the stock market's confidence in long-term debt, right? So, it really has more to do with the financial confidence in the economy and how strongly people, or how confident people are getting their money back in, call it 30 years. But it doesn't mean it won't have an effect. It just might not be in a straight line. And so you just have to kind of remain nimble and, again, rely on experts that have seen it 1,000 times, right?
Yeah, 612-294-6949, 612-294-6949. Question about staging. Are you seeing a lot of listings requiring staging or needing to be staged?
Yeah, I mean, vacant homes don't sell very well, and vacant homes don't sell for as much money as you get. So it's like anything else. It just depends on your area and your price range. If you're a $300,000 house, you're not going to have to stage anything because you're going to have 85 showings on it and 25 offers.
Just because there's not a lot of $300,000 houses.
That's right. So you don't have to do anything with that. Now you're $3 million, and it's a vacant property, or your taste is not exactly how would Suzanne Joy say it? Your taste sucks, and so you need to have staging put in the house because the furniture doesn't make sense. It doesn't look like a $3 million place, etc. But it depends, again, like anything else in real estate. What are you dealing with? How do you drive the most butts in the seat? And staging is one of those ways you do that.
Yeah, it is hard too sometimes if you've lived in your home a long time and you think, wow, we've really got it nice and everyone's going to love all of the different things I've done to it. We had a listing recently where, there was a lot of, collected a lot of figurines.
Yes.
So there were about 300. And sometimes that's a harder discussion that, they love their figurines.
I'll tell you a story right along these lines. So I was an agent maybe for 6 months, and I was trying to get a home in Apple Valley. I was competing, and we were in the dining room, and we were going through things they have to do to get their house ready. And I said, well, obviously we want to take down the gold foil wallpaper. And the husband just started dying laughing so hard because the wife had just put up the gold wallpaper a week before.
The gold foil
The
wallpaper.
gold foil wallpaper to sell the house. So that was not a listing I got.
That was not. They said no, Scott.
I never saw it. He was laughing so hard. He's like, she just put that up last week. I think you're out. I think so.
Scott, the funny thing is I can see you doing that. I can see you doing it.
It was hideous, but it was her hideous.
Hey, we got to give a little shout out. My buddy Ryan Perpich is here with us today. Ryan's back in the booth. Ryan, what do you got for us today, man? How are things going so far at the State Fair? Listen to that
Well,
voice.
I mean, if you have that voice and you can play guitar, I mean it's all over from that point on. That is a radio voice.
Is yeah. Hey, again, each week we take a lot of questions. Again, 612-294-6949, as well as featuring some listings. Got to give Laura Antolek a little shout out. Laura's a great agent on the Minnesota real estate team. Scott, she's got that one down in Farmington, 4876 191st Street West, a nice listing for $508,000. It is a 3-bed, 4-bath, 3-car garage, modified 2-story, freshly painted, well-maintained, open floor plan. It's got new stainless steel appliances, a walk-in pantry. The lower level has 9-foot ceilings, a huge family room. You've got a flex room that could be a 4th bedroom, and then a nice fenced backyard, newly refinished deck, large patio, storage shed. Again, that is 4876 191st Street West in Farmington for $508,000. Laura's a great agent too, Scott.
Yeah, she is, and that's a great area, a cool listing, and you will not have a problem working with Laura. She's awesome.
Yeah, we're going to talk more again after the break here with Connor Theofold, Midwest Money Management. Connor, an expert on all things dollars related, right, Connor? No pressure.
Money management right there in the name, Ryan. No pressure at all.
No pressure. We're going to chat more with him after the break. If you got questions, you're here at the fair, you want to come up and ask questions. If you are listening anywhere in the great around the globe, I was going to say the great state of Minnesota, but you can listen online and everywhere nowadays. So 612-294-6949 is how you can always join us by phone and text. We're at the halfway point. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Hey, thanks for joining us, everybody. Thank you. Hey. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us on social media. Fun show, guys. Fun being at the fair. Feels good.
It does feel good. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, those cookies, like you can smell them. It's getting to me.
Oh my gosh.
Might need to get a little tough.
Keeps wafting over
Yes,
with
it
the
does.
wind.
The
yeah.
line looks like it's probably what? We're still at probably 20, 30 minutes.
At 10 a.m., there's 20 people in line for cookies, but that's the state fair.
Yeah, that's insane.
That is.
So what's your favorite food here?
I love a good corn dog. Good corn dog, pronto pop.
Pronto puff or corn dog?
Either one. I don't even know the difference.
Oh my god.
That's pretty
Yes,
controversial.
Well,
That's
everybody knows the difference. Suzanne.
Pronto
Correct.
pop is what? Pronto pop is corn.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Pancake batter versus
Yeah.
And what's your preference?
Um,
You don't even know.
well, I like the corn. The corn's probably my favorite.
Sweet corn on the
Sweet
cob.
corn
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they just dip in a big thing of
Uh-huh.
butter.
You like the corn.
I like the corn.
Well, how about you, Connor?
Well, it's funny. Like I said earlier, I'm kind of a little bit of a rookie still at the state fair. I actually texted my wife ahead of time. I said, "What's my favorite state fair food?" She goes, "I don't know." And I'm like, "Well, come on, you're like the state fair person." She said last year I really liked Australian battered potatoes, something like that. Came with cheese. Sounds good just thinking about it. But yeah, I'm a curds guy, fried pickles, that kind of thing.
Pork chop on a stick.
Pork chop on a
Pork
stick.
chop on a stick's good.
You could go for a French crepe right across the way.
Yeah.
Or you could go for some Greek hero.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm Greek. I like my Greek food.
Scott is Greek.
But I don't eat Greek when I come to the fair.
You should have some Greek. How about you guys? Anybody watching? What's your favorite? You got a favorite state fair food that you like?
Does anybody eat deep fried Snickers.
Oh yeah, they deep fry everything here. Huh?
I mean, that's just, you've given up if you eat deep fried Snickers.
You've given up.
You've given up.
How about what's on a stick? The thing's on a stick. I mean, everything's
Everything's
on a
on
stick.
a stick.
Everything, yeah.
Everything's on a stick. We parked. I hope it was okay. We actually parked in Minneapolis and walked over here. It was. We were
forever.
freaking out trying to get in here. We're like, okay, we got to pull off and just start walking.
Yeah.
So we just started walking. We're getting in our steps.
Yeah, oh, that's for sure. As I walked into the fair here at late, of course, for a radio show starting at 10, I heard some people say, I'm already at 10,000 steps. And I thought, whoa, it's 9:20
9
a.m.
in the morning, yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go back live on air again on WCCO. It's always fun being here. We do this once a year. We come out here once a year. Otherwise, we are downtown Minneapolis in the WCCO booth, WCCO studio. Connor, we're going to dive in a little bit more for your segment, talk a little bit what's cooking on your front. It's just fun to be out here. Be sure to come out to the fair. I don't know, I'm a huge fan. I love getting out here.
If you're not here, you're missing out, Ryan.
Yeah, here we go. We're going back live on air. Hey, good morning and welcome back to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We are happy you are here. We're live from the State Fair. This is a local real estate show hosted by Mike Overson of Luminate Bank and Scott Wolmering and myself, Ryan O'Neill, with the Minnesota Real Estate Team, RE/MAX Advantage Plus. We are a local real estate team. We help people buy homes, sell homes, invest in real estate. We work with buyers, sellers, investors, really all over the state of Minnesota. Before we dive into other questions that have come in at 612-294-6949, as well as talk more with Connor Theofold from Midwest Money Management, Mr. Craig Hillier, Scott, this is a nice listing in Savage, $525,000, 5547 Dufferin Drive. It is a 2-story in Dufferin Park, 4-bed. You got a nice primary bedroom that's 20 by 13. The third garage stall's extra deep. You got a seasonal porch, faces a very private backyard. 3,300 finished square feet. A brand new roof was just put on in the week of August. Craig's actually doing an open house right now as we speak, Saturday, 10:30 to noon, 5547 Dufferin Drive in Savage, 525. Check that one out. Nice property, Scott.
Very nice. And Mike if he's there, you'll love him. He's a fun agent.
Yeah, again, Connor Theofold, Midwest Money Management. All of our great partners are at mnrealestateshow.com, really in every category you can think of, from mortgages to home inspectors to home stagers to attorneys, accountants, to financial planners. You guys are our longtime financial planning partner. And you would think, from a real estate standpoint, Adam, the founder of Midwest Money Management, was so helpful to me back in 2001 in getting into real estate investing. And so when I think about what you guys have done to help me and so many others in all things money related, just a wonderful organization right here in the Twin Cities in Lakeville. Thanks for being on here today, bud.
Thanks for having us, guys. We're honored by the partnership, and it's been a lot of fun helping lots of people with their money and making sense of all of it.
Yeah, talk a little bit. What's cooking in your world? What's new from your perspective?
It's funny. It feels like every year there's some long list of scary things in the economy or in the market or in the world. This year, whether it's trade wars and tariffs or real wars or unemployment and inflation and Fed and all these kinds of things, there's always so much to sift through. And so we take a long-term approach, take a specific approach to each person, a lot like you guys do. When you're the experts in a given real estate market, you're trying to find that right house for that person. That's what working with an expert's all about. There's no shortage of things you can see on the news, the headlines and the things to be scared of. So kind of keeping yourself pointed north, so to speak, is the key.
Well, I'm sorry. Wouldn't you say, Connor, that if you were to give any advice to younger people, because obviously, money doubles every 7 years, depending on what it's at percentage-wise. So if you're 21, 22 years old, that is when you should be reaching out to you guys, not necessarily when you're old like Ryan. You mean you want to get at it when you're younger.
Well, there's no substitute for time. You'll hear that all the time in our sort of industry. There's no substitute for starting earlier. We work with people who are coming in for the first time, never worked with anyone, and they're 65. And then we love meeting with young people, even 16, 17, 18-year-olds, their parents, and you have to do this. Oh, okay, mom and dad, Sometimes it's good to have somebody that's not mom or dad say, hey, you need to save a little bit of money. And it's fun, actually, to see their eyes kind of get wide when you show them the effect of just doing something that seems really simple for a really intensive payoff.
Well, we were talking on the way in, just looking at all the big new apartment buildings going up all across the Twin Cities, and rent is expensive. $2,000 a month anywhere to rent anything. You know what I mean?
It is. We're like two old men in the car this morning. Oh, gee, look at all the big apartment complexes. They're just building those all over the place. Can people afford that? Oh gosh, yes. Yeah, they can, Ryan.
We were talking about who's actually doing that. In other words, so many, whether it's hedge funds from around the country, these larger corporate investors, looking at the Twin Cities from an investment property standpoint, realizing all the positives, strong labor market, strong population growth. And so they're taking advantage of that in our market, Connor.
Yeah, I mean, we've got, it's almost the best kept secret of Minnesota, and especially the Twin Cities. We've got a lot of big corporations here, headquartered here. A lot of people, work for big companies here. And even beyond that, the smaller employers, the medium-sized employers, we have a lot of really good business in Minnesota. And with good business comes good income, comes, amenities, and you need somewhere to live. So it's not surprising. Minneapolis and St. Paul are kind of a sleeper metro area, I feel like, in the U.S.
Well, and I'll tell you what, we're lucky here that we still have a pretty gangbuster, seller's market, because it's not that way across the country. You go into Florida, they've got inventory running out of their inventory. Prices are dropping, totally different. Where we are at 10,000 homes. There was some talk about a year ago about the hedge funds getting pressure from the administration to have to sell off a portion of their inventory, because through 2005 through about 2013, hedge funds bought single family homes like it was their day job. And that's a lot of inventory that is just off the market, doesn't have a regular seller in it, they're all rented. If a portion of those were required to go back on the market, it would change things considerably.
Yeah, Connor, when you think about your business, what other thoughts or tips do you have for us here today?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, the number one thing I think is to create a plan that is for your goals. So a lot of times I think it's easy. Again, I talked about the headlines, and some of them can be scary. There's something called FOMO, fear of missing out, in our world a lot.
That's a big
you're chasing, a rule, you might say. You're chasing the cool thing. You hear somebody at work or your friend at the bar or something talking about, I got this thing, I made all this money, and I better get in on that. And I think that focusing on your financial future and the goals that you're trying to accomplish, and then staying focused on those, checking in regularly. That's the thing that I think a lot of people miss once they get started. They set something, and then guess what? Life doesn't not change, right? The only constant in life is change, and that's how your financial plan should be. It should be nimble and flexible.
Yeah, we actually, with the Minnesota real estate team, we list properties really all over Minnesota and western Wisconsin. Michael Lee Jenkins has got one in Lester Prairie for $265,000, 216 Juniper Street. It's a 1980 built. It's a duplex, up and down duplex. It's on a dead-end street. Both units are 3-bed, 1-bath, 1-stall garage. Both units have appliances with the dishwashers, washer, dryer, spacious rooms with over 1,200 finished square feet. You can live on one side, rent the other. An FHA loan will approve this property. So again, FHA, you can do 3.5% down. What a nice way for a first-time home buyer of any age to get into the housing market, guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you roll back time, we were just talking about 21, 22-year-olds getting into either the investment market or real estate. If you can buy a property, buy a duplex with 3.5% money out of your pocket, so let's call it $300,000. So it costs you $10,000 to buy a duplex. Now your renter pays for your mortgage. So as a young kid, Ryan did this and is what, your first 4 or 5 properties?
Yeah.
Yeah, that were duplexes.
Yeah, duplexes are a good way to go. Connor, what about you? Duplex?
Yeah, I actually did the exact same thing out of college. Yeah, bought a duplex over in St. Paul. Lived upstairs, had some tenants downstairs. A really good way to learn, and good way to kind of, like you said, dip your toes. Minimal exposure from a risk standpoint, and a good way to learn how to run a house too. By the way, with maintenance and mowing and taking care of tenant issues and all those kinds of things.
So do you still own that duplex?
I don't actually. I ended up meeting a gal.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah,
so much
that'll
for
do
the,
it. That's what
so
did
much
it.
for the finances.
Yeah, right. So I ended up selling the duplex. Had a pretty good time, frankly, and moving on. But it won't be the last time, I don't think.
Yeah, the duplex. Scott, I can see you living in a duplex.
I sold my oldest daughter, a duplex in Hopkins, Jordan, that they just moved in a few months ago, and it is. They're actually not using it as a duplex; they're just using it as a home. But eventually, when they want to keep it, it's a duplex.
Yeah, that is. I had a comment. It says, "Thanks, love listening to you guys." Comment says, "I don't know how they can afford those ridiculously priced new apartments either." Yeah, I mean, who's renting them, Scott?
Well, that's the thing we talk about it all the time. It's crazy to not buy. It's crazy to rent and not buy. Depending on your situation, everything's different. But it's crazy to buy and not rent. However, even though $2,500 for a 1-bedroom apartment is insane, it's not $4,500 on a first-time home buyer right now. It's 7%. So it's not that people
6.5.
We have 6.5. It's not that people don't understand. I should own and not rent. But this is the only time since I've been a licensed agent where the discrepancy is so big. It's so different. I mean, you can't afford $4,500. You can't afford $4,500.
Right. Connor, before the break, any other thoughts from Midwest Money Management standpoint?
Yeah, I would just say, kind of back to what I was saying. If you've had a financial plan in the past, if you've met with a professional and you haven't heard from them in a while, I just met with somebody last week, and they said they had somebody they linked up with in 2018, 2019. Haven't heard from them since COVID. Again, your life changes. It doesn't have to be the huge changes. It doesn't have to be had a kid, move, change jobs. There are little things that happen and you go, oh, wow, that actually might affect my financial future. 40 years, your retirement, 60 years, you're halfway through working. Life changes a lot in that time. So it's got to be a living, breathing plan, and that's the most important part, I think.
Connor, before the break, best way for people to connect with you and your team at Midwest Money Management?
Absolutely. You can email us at team@MidwestMoneyManagement. You can always go to our website and contact us, MidwestMoneyManagement.com, or give us a call, 651-204-3000, 651-204-3000.
We're going to continue the discussion with Connor Theofold of Midwest Money Management. Before our final break here, we had one property in Andover, 15001 Taylor Street, Northeast, listed with Nikki Popko on the Minnesota real estate team and RE/MAX Advantage Plus. Scott, this one's $479,900. It is 3.8 scenic acres, and it's got a cozy 4-season room, perfect for gathering with friends and family, a walkout lower level. It's tucked away on a peaceful cul-de-sac. It's got an impressive 34 by 32 workshop with electricity and partial in-floor heating. And it's got a new roof, the roof being replaced in 2019. 15001 Taylor Street, Northeast in Andover, listed for $479,900. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thanks for joining us on social media. Ted, good morning, buddy. Good to see you. Ted says, demo some food, everything on a stick. You're right. You are absolutely right. We are getting hungry the longer we sit here, but it has been fun. We appreciate you joining us. Be sure to get out to the fair. Scott, you coming back out to the fair, dude?
I am probably, I probably will with the kids one night. We normally do our little 1-hour loop.
Oh, yeah.
Where we hit the corn, lemonade, Pronto Puffs, and pork chop on a stick, and then we kick it.
Yeah, that's good. Had another, this was, looks like a question. This is an interesting one. This one just is about rates. Doing a 15-year or 30-year mortgage. What's your thought, guys? Preferences on that? Guys, 15 or 30-year?
I mean, here's the deal. You can do a 30-year loan and you can still pay it on a 15-year amortization. The problem with locking yourself into a 15-year loan, like like you were saying, life changes.
Yeah.
So, it looks good right now. You got a great job, and 15 years not a problem for paying. And all of a sudden you lose your job, and now all of a sudden you still have to make that 15-year mortgage payment. Where if you had the flexibility, you could pay the lower on a 30. So it's just riskier. To lock yourself into a 15.
What do you think,
And
Connor?
you guys would know more than me the difference between the 30 and the 15-year loans in terms of interest rate. A lot of times what I would say, and again, it depends on your situation, like Scott was saying, is you can take the difference in that payment, that extra that you'd be paying towards a 15 versus a 30, you can stick that in a high-yield savings account today still, make 3 to 4%, and if you end up, again, wanting to pay that 30-year off in 15 or in 12, you're making up probably more than the interest rate difference by keeping that liquidity and that flexibility. So there's some different ways to take care of that issue, I think.
Mike Overson, again, Luminate Bank, our longtime lender and partner with the show. They're a local bank. I know Mike talks about it often every week. They've got a savings account locally. I think it's 4% that they're at.
Yeah.
So, and they're a wonderful bank, local bank, and so that's an interesting angle that you bring up.
Yeah.
Yeah, a better option is talk to your lender about making a bi-monthly payment. Takes 30-year down to 18 years, takes a 15-year down to 11. So you basically don't let the interest go all the way through the month. You cut it off by paying twice a month, and it brings a 30-year down to 18 years.
Here we go.
And
We're
you're not
going
having
back
to
live
pay
on air at the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Appreciate you joining us. Hope your weekend's going well. Be sure to get out to the fair. Have a little fun at the fair. Here we go, everybody. Our final segment.
Listening to the Minnesota Real Estate Show with Ryan O'Neill on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We appreciate you joining us today in studio. Connor Theofold from Midwest Money Management, Scott Wolmering, and of course Mike Overson, Luminate Bank, 612-294-6949. Throughout the week is how you can join us. Really, you have questions about buying, selling, investing in real estate, how to navigate this market. One of the core elements of the Minnesota real estate team is we're all about providing information, doing it in a helpful manner. And Scott, a very laid back, low pressure, no rush sort of approach. That's how we've always operated with our show and with the business since day one.
Yeah, literally since 1999, it's been give people as much information as you can possibly give them without expecting anything in return, and the majority of people will hopefully use you in their business. And that's literally what we've done for 27 years is to do that. And for the most part, most people will work with you, and the ones that don't, they work with somebody else. We hope they bought a cool house.
Yeah, a lot of good people. We've had a lot of good folks over the years that will come up and say, we'll run into them, hey, we love the show.
Listen to it every week, Scott. We just bought our first house.
Hey, we are supportive of all of our good friends at all the different real estate companies and brokerages and mortgage companies. I think part of it is, again, providing some information, helping you make good decisions. I think, Connor, sometimes the pressure is if you've had a negative life experience, maybe you had to file a bankruptcy, maybe you've had some credit issues, foreclosure. The natural thing is you put your head in the sand and you say, look, there's no hope. Yeah. We're never going to recover from this. The reality is time can heal a lot of wounds.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that's the time when it's like, hey, it's time to buckle up and get to work a little bit, right? So that's, again, where you can lean on a professional that knows what they're doing to dig back out of that.
We were just laughing because that's Ryan's thing all the time. Like, Scott, there's always a new season.
There's a new season.
There's always a life is like a new season.
This is just a season of your life. And speaking of season of your life, I got to say hi. I got to say hello to my dear niece, Miss Molly Shane. Molly Shane is here. And even better, her wonderful husband, Brett. It is his birthday today.
Hey,
happy birthday, Brett. Yeah, a little round of applause. Brett, how old today? 34 years old. And Molly, please tell us, who is that in your lap? Oh, what Ada J. What a sweetheart. What a cutie. How old, Molly? 4 months.
So
Hold on, Molly. Come on up here. Let's get Molly a roll. Come on up. We got to bring Miss Molly up here
Good
for a
Lord,
second
she says.
before the end of the show. Molly's like, Uncle Ryan, are you really going to make me do this? Miss Molly, how about we let's give Molly a little round of applause here. Come on up here, buddy.
So 4 months, is that too young to get with Midwest Money Management?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Just in time.
What do you think of the fair so far, buddy?
It's warmer than I expected. The sweatshirt already came off.
And so, tell us, I know it's not, but is this your first child? Tell us about your children.
Oh no, this is our second. Our oldest is currently with Ryan's sister. Spending the weekend with her, and they're going bowling and to Kingstorm that is pretty shopping.
So my sister, your dear mother, we need to get her on the Minnesota Real Estate Show. What do you think? Do you think Mary would come up here on the Minnesota Real Estate Show?
Oh yes, yeah, I think she would.
Oh my gosh, what a cutie. Look at her. Oh my gosh. What a sweetheart. What a sweetheart. Thank you, Mom.
Happy birthday to Britt.
For those of you listening on the radio, he's talking to a baby.
I maybe wanted to talk to him.
We're not filming this.
We're not. Oh man, hey, we just got a couple minutes left. Scott, what do you think, man, for folks real estate wise?
Oh man, I'll tell you what. Right now there's so much influx with what's going to happen with rates. I would say that if you have been looking and you have not pulled the trigger, plug in with your agent right now and talk a little bit about strategy. When you should get under contract, when the possibility of rates floating down might be, because you want to buy at actual value. You don't want to wait until rates drop and then you're buying at an elevated price.
Yeah. Connor, any last thoughts for folks?
No, I would say it's never too late to start. Don't like you said, don't let a certain season dissuade you from starting to make really good decisions. Yeah, there's always a new season.
Always a new season.
I'm not going to say the F word, fall. I'm not going to say it. We're not there yet. It's still August. We're enjoying summer still, even though it does feel like football weather. But it's never too late to start.
Hey, Connor, before I forget, is your dear father listening today?
He might be. Yeah.
Tell folks about him. I love your dad.
All right. Yeah. So my dad is also in radio, actually, outstate, primarily across Minnesota. 10 different radio stations. Does a show called the Al Travis Show, and it's a lot of fun. It's variety. About a third politics, a third sports, and a third everything else. So the idea is every half an hour. If you thought, wow, I didn't like that part at all, you wait till after the commercial break, and it's a completely different show after that, and it's a lot of fun.
You join him on the show, don't you?
I do, yeah. Actually, we're doing a segment called Dollars and Cents. If you like that, a little pun there for you. And we're talking all things money and planning, that kind of thing.
Very cool.
Hey, before we wrap up, we've got a lot of great listings today. Linda Hip has one in Winstead, out in Winstead, 479 Lake Drive for $225. It's a single level patio home. Got all living space on one level. You've got an open house today, Saturday, 11 to 1, and Sunday, tomorrow, 11 to 1. That is 479 Lake Drive in Winstead for $225. Karen Lunzer, Scott has one for $450. This is 2340 Timberley Drive. It's a 5-bed, 4-bath. And that one backs up to a 7.5-acre park. Doing an open house today, Saturday, 1 to 3. That's $450,000, 5-bed, 4-bath, 2340 Timberlake Drive. A lot of great listings every week again with the Minnesota Real Estate Team, Remax Advantage Plus. Hey, this has been fun at the fair. We need to do this more often.
It has been. Hopefully, everybody out there is going to get out here sometime over the next week or so to enjoy it with your family. Eat too much, and we're supposed to have some good weather, not as hot.
Yeah, and again, just a special shout out, happy birthday to Britt here today. Thanks for swinging out. And again, get out to the great Minnesota get together. Beautiful weather here today. Again, I always think of my dad. Think about Dad coming out here. Dad loved the state fair. I know Mom's going to be coming out too here soon as well. But yeah, if you're thinking of buying, selling, investing in real estate, please don't hesitate to reach out wherever you are listening to this show. We've got a top agent on the Minnesota Real Estate Team that can help really all over Minnesota and western Wisconsin, Scott.
Yeah, that's right. And if you are in that initial stages, applywithmike.com. It's real easy. That is Mike Overson's link where you can go and fill out your application. Get you approved very, very quickly, and you'll be happy you did. The last thing you want to do is find the house that you love and your finances are not in order and you miss out.
Yeah, got to give a special shout out to Ryan Perpich. Hey, how about a round of applause for this guy?
Very
This guy
good,
does
Ryan.
all the
Hey.
heavy lifting right here. Yeah, he does all the heavy lifting. He keeps this thing running. We appreciate Ryan. Does a wonderful job. Again, thank you for joining us. Got a minute left. It's been a fun show, Scott.
Yeah, it has. This is the time of year where everybody starts to think in terms of, well, I think I'm going to do something next spring. And the thought is there's going to be no more homes on the market next spring, more to look at, a little bit more inventory. And I would caution you, if you are in that under 600 price range, that you do not want to battle in the spring market if rates are in the fives.
Yeah.
So right now, over the next 3 months is your best time to buy. Prices are a little bit squished at the end of the year. You're not paying spring numbers for it. So right now, if you are a buyer, this is your time.
Yeah, it really is one of those things. But be sure to plug in with the top agent. We'd be honored to work with you. Again, thank you for everybody for joining us today at the Minnesota State Fair. Love being on WCCO. And again, 612-294-6949 is how you can join us. Enjoy this weekend, everybody. Get out to the State Fair. And thank you again. Take care. Thanks for joining us, everybody. It was a fun time at the fair. We appreciate it. Nice job, guys.
Yeah, you too. Appreciate everybody. Thanks.
Yeah,
for tuning
thank
in.
you for joining us. We're going to be back next week, our annual thing. What do you think, Connor? Are you going to eat?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's time for chocolate chips, probably. It's been
Chocolate chips
sucking 'em in.
or a pronto pop
Yeah,
right
Mike,
now.
have a pronto.
All right, everybody.